you tried your best every single day, but you constantly had someone telling you how wrong you are? You might feel a little sad, upset, or maybe you'd feel like a meteorologist. I mean, we get paid to be wrong and still have a job, right? Well, today, a 4-day forecast is as accurate as a 1-day forecast was 30 years ago. But most people focus on when we get it wrong. That's what they remember. You probably do this in your own life. The day is 90% great, but someone says something to you. We fixate on that person who wronged us, or that one negative comment someone made to us. I've been there. You can imagine. I was 8 months pregnant with our second child, and I wore this purple dress on television. A viewer wrote in saying I looked like Barney the dinosaur. Clearly, they didn't take Barney's "I love you, you love me" message to heart, because I did not feel very great about my upcoming happy family. I kind of needed that great big hug. But I tried to find that wrong email that I got was actually right for me at the time. Because yes, while it was wrong to say I looked like Barney, that rude email was the right thing I needed at the time to gain a thicker skin. See, I cared way too much about what people I don't even know think about me. So it took one really rude email to finally wake me up to being aware that the only opinions I should really care about are from those who love and care about me. I needed that thicker skin, and it took a ridiculous email to get there. And that baby I was carrying, he's 7 years old now, and since he was 3, he has wanted to be, get this, a paleontologist. So perhaps that dinosaur comment resonated a bit deeper than I thought. Maybe. He's really set on it too. So I try to look how I can find something right within the wrong, even when it pours on your outdoor wedding. Yes, this meteorologist planned an outdoor ceremony only to have thunderstorms stall on top of her outdoor ceremony, moving it indoors. You're not the best. So this actually made Jimmy Fallon's #weddingfails on Twitter at the time. The wrong forecast turned out to be right for me because I gained an unexpected social media following. And as a meteorologist, I got some great photos of me in my wedding dress looking at a very colorful radar. So kind of a meteorologist's dream. We also had planned and prepared for the wrong weather. We bought umbrellas that were very colorful and matched not only our wedding party's attire, but ended up matching the radar as well. The deluge eventually dimmed to a mist, and it kind of created this mythical feel on the end of the wedding day. And so we ended up doing a giant conga line through the fog that eventually settled on in. So we made a rocking right out of a wrong. But it's more than just a bad forecast or Mother Nature that can rain on your parade. Sometimes it's your career trajectory. I started at the lowest rated station in a small market in television, ranked 114 out of over 200 markets across the entire US. I met my husband on the anchor desk. I'm sorry, cliche. But about 3.5 years later, I made the jump, as we call it in television. I made it to a top 35 market where I became that station's first female meteorologist in the station's history. About a decade later, we moved here to Fargo, a move many in my career and in my industry would call wrong. I was moving backwards. Part of this is because in television, you're supposed to go up. You want to make it to the big leagues, right? But I realized that at Market 35, this job that I thought was so right was actually wrong for me. I was working too much. I was missing out on the tiny years with my children. People actually Googled to see why I was fired from my job in Milwaukee. I did not get fired. I was just realizing that it was not the career move for me. I was missing my time with my little children. I was realizing that family, I wanted to value that more than forecasting in a large market. My current boss, even in the interview, asked why somebody from Milwaukee was even applying to Fargo. His bewilderment aside, I made the wrong move and went down the career ladder. I accepted the job here in Fargo. We don't have any family or relatives here. It certainly wasn't a move for the pay. I took a pay cut to come here. And it wasn't even a move to better my career. I was not the top dog when I came here. John Wheeler is a local legend that has been on WDAY since the year I was born. So it certainly wasn't a move for that. But 5 years later, I am now, I believe, North Dakota's first female chief meteorologist. Thank you. And 5 weeks after John retired, I led our team in 7 hours of continuous severe weather coverage, tracking 7 hours of severe weather for the tornado outbreak on June 20th. People were calling the station saying how wrong it was that I was cutting into their television program. They said they didn't care about the tornadoes that were not in their area. 19 tornadoes touched down that night, including a long track EF3, high-rated EF3, this one right here, that touched down in Enderlin. 3 people lost their lives that night. Widespread wind damage was felt around our region. Power outages lasted for days, and communities here are still cleaning up from those storms over a month later. So while it may have been wrong that I took over their television programming, I think I made the right choice by taking over the TV that night and tracking the intense and damaging storms. So here I am, 5 years after making the wrong move down the career ladder, knowing that this move couldn't have been more right for me and my family. I haven't missed any birthdays, any major milestones, and really I haven't missed any important holidays. I found that I can be with my family and still be a forecaster. The perfect balance of professional and personal was found by realizing that what I thought was right was actually wrong for me. Yes, I still get rude emails, wrong emails, like this one. I could not see the weather highs and lows coming for the next few days. I was too concerned on how high the slit went on your red skirt on today's weather show. Maybe not wear that skirt. The slit, by the way, showed my kneecap. May have been wrong in the 60s before the invention of the miniskirt. My outfit today would actually be considered wrong for television, not because of the length, but because of the color. Wrong for TV, right for today. In case anybody doesn't know how the green screen works, you wear green, you disappear with the weather graphics. Someone is always going to call out when you're wrong or call out a wrong forecast. I get plenty of these. Has anyone done any research on how accurate the short and 10-day forecasts actually are? To be honest, I don't pay much attention until a day or two before, but today your storm tracker link was way off. This person had plans to go to their cabin. We had a 30% chance of rain in the forecast. That doesn't mean 30% of the day is going to be raining. But he decided not to go to his cabin. It was a beautiful day at his cabin, his son told him. It did not rain at his cabin, but 20 miles north of his cabin, it poured. So while the forecast may have been wrong for his cabin, it was actually right for somebody else in our forecast area. By the way, I did have the isolated chance of showers in the forecast for today. Got that right. I'm sorry it hit us. But sometimes it's just very hard to focus on what's right when we are so focused on what is wrong. This happens all the time in science. Theories are made, tested, and changed. Oftentimes, what we think is wrong might turn actually to be right. We used to think that the sun revolved around the earth. And people like Giordano Bruno were burned at the stake. Galileo was put under house arrest for his wrong ideas that actually turned out to be right. So I want you to think a little bit about what you think. If you think it's wrong, is it actually right? I want you to challenge yourself, because today, a 5-day forecast is 90% accurate. Meteorologists around the entire country, 5-day forecast is 90% accurate, even if you think it's wrong. So I challenge you to take a look at what you think is wrong in your life, in your week, or even just your day, and ask yourself if what you think is wrong, still wrong, or is it actually right? Thank you.